Your search habits may be affected by Google's antitrust trial. Unleashing drastic changes that will undermine the dominance of a search engine that defines the internet for billions of people is a likely scenario should government regulators succeed in the biggest US antitrust trial in a quarter century and prevail against Google. One of the world's largest tech companies, Google, is currently under investigation. It remains uncertain whether or not the US District Judge, Amit Mehta, will agree with the Justice Department's accusations against them. This trial has been ongoing for 10 weeks, and it is unclear as to whether or not he may attempt to restrict Google's power. Were Meta to rule that Google has been operating an illegal monopoly over search, consumers and business owners might have access to fresh avenues on the web to discover information, enjoy entertainment, and engage in commerce. This punishment could prove momentous, opening up the possibility of novel online experiences. According to Luther Lowe, Yelp's senior VP of public policy, compelling Google to allow more startups and third-party competitors to enter the market could boost competition and improve the quality of online services. Yelp has been a vocal critic of Google's search engine strategy, which prioritizes its own services for over a decade. During the late 1990s, Larry Page and Sergey Brin developed technology that indexed billions of websites. Almost instantaneously, Google's search engine provided people with useful information, which eventually led to its massive share of the market. Aside from its advanced technology, Google also allocates billions of dollars annually to guarantee that its search engine is the preferred option for answering inquiries submitted via the most widely used web browsers and smartphones. According to the Justice Department, Google is ready to pay a hefty sum to secure its prime spot as the preferred search engine, as users typically find it too much of a hassle to switch to a different option in their settings. Despite this, it is still possible for users to change search engines if they so desire. The Justice Department's case is anchored on Google's massive payments to secure top search placements, with a significant chunk of it going to Apple, estimated to be between $15 billion to $20 billion annually. Should the ruling go against Google, the judge may very well prohibit these payments. In the event of such a situation, professionals speculate that a plausible solution in the United States could be a mandatory feature that presents a collection of varied search engines upon the configuration of smartphones and web browsers. This strategy has already been implemented in Europe, yet current indications suggest that Google remains the preferred choice amongst the populace. Google, as they argue in their defense, is often perceived as the top search engine by some. This could be due to a belief in its superiority or a greater trust in its brand compared to competitors like Bing and privacy-centric DuckDuckGo. During the trial, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, vocalized his belief that users are almost hypnotized by Google's influence. "Brush your teeth, scroll Google, and rise," said Nadella, emphasizing the daily routine. He added that quitting this routine requires switching up your go-to option. Nadella expressed his interest in making use of the chance to acquire the default spot for Bing, as long as Google's competitors are not prohibited from paying to become the automatic search platform for web browsers and smartphones. Nadella testified that changing search behavior and defaults are the only things that matter, he said. Associate Professor of Information at the University of Michigan, Florian Schaub suggests a decision in favor of absolute prohibition of basic agreements between two firms as the most equitable resolution of the trial. "The space is under the control of the big corporations, shaping the environment," remarked Schaub. "To give actual options to the public, the government should take actionable steps towards neutrality. This will allow individuals to choose Google if they would like, making a more favorable contrast to a world where people are stuck in conditioned defaults. Google has become Apple's favorite search engine for its iPhone and other products, according to Eddie Q, a top executive. Q's sworn testimony during the trial hinted that if Apple is barred from using Google as the go-to search engine on its iPhone, the tech giant could tap into its immense resources and develop its own search technology to maintain the superior customer experience it strives to provide. Raising prices on other popular products could be one of the unintended consequences of imposing a blanket ban on default search agreements, which have been a lucrative source of revenue for Apple and other firms, including wireless provider Verizon. According to Boston College Law School's Associate Professor David Olson, the cessation of Google's large payments to Apple and other entities may lead to device price hikes. Though the increases won't be significant, they can still be expected, as Google has been footing a portion of the bill for pricey devices such as the iPhone. Olson is keenly observing the antitrust trial and opines that raising prices is a likely outcome. In the event of a ban on default search agreements, Google may still maintain a prominent standing in search if consumers willingly opt for its services. Additionally, the company would have extra funds to allocate towards other ventures, as opposed to previous investments in unnecessary agreements. This would translate into billions of dollars potentially being rerouted towards alternative areas. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.